The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
The EP Podcast is brought to you proudly by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, who knows when you're working toward a financial goal, every little bit counts. That's why when you open up a Total Access checking account, you get free ATMs nationwide and a $300 bonus. And you get great mobile and online banking tools. You'll have easy access to your money and a little extra. Open up online, bankevergreenpark.com/total access. $100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply. Member FDIC. Hi, my name's Chris Lanuti. Started the EP Podcast about 3 years ago, along with a bunch of other podcasts on the Broadcast Basement on-demand radio network. And for the first time since then, I took my family on a family vacation to the Outer Banks. And I just got back to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Split the drive up over 3 days. Even stopped in Wheeling, West Virginia so my wife could see her kinfolk. And I'm exhausted. And all of this is why you're not getting an EP Podcast on a Monday, as it normally comes out, and it comes out most Fridays as well with a weekend update. No, you're getting it on a Tuesday morning. But I didn't record this week's show. We had a contest at the beginning of the summer, and a winner was declared. Joseph Patrick Sullivan, an aspiring radio broadcaster and podcaster, won the competition to host the EP Podcast along with Hannah for one episode. And I have no idea what they did over the past week or so. So you and I will get to listen together. I'll pour myself a drink and cross my fingers and my toes, and you sit back and enjoy.
This week, we will not belly up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Yes, this is the EP Podcast, and my name is not Chris Lanuti. My name is Hannah Beth, and guess what? Chris ran off to the beach and left me in charge, and guess what else? We're getting outside. The weather's nice, the sun is still out, it's like 7 o'clock at night, it feels amazing. I have here with me my guest co-host, Joe Sullivan. We'll get more to him just a minute. But we're going to make a few stops around town. We're going to talk to some people and make use of this really cool portable recorder thing that Chris dropped off to me. And we're just going to have some fun. Joe, you auditioned to be a co-host for the show for the week that Chris is gone. You're going to be filling in. And, you know, we chose you because, number one, you're a loyal listener for the podcast. So we thank you for that. And you yourself are a podcaster, and you're also studying communications and broadcast media. So seriously, how could we not pick you? But I'm excited to not be out here by myself.
This is a really cool opportunity, sitting out here learning stuff that I probably wouldn't know if you don't get out and do it, or get out and podcast. Being a communications and broadcasting major, they don't really teach you anything other than this is how to do it, but you don't really actually physically learn until you get out there and do it. And I really want to thank you guys for giving me the chance to be the guest co-host and the winner for the EP Podcast.
What do you think about how everything is done? And did you learn anything that you probably haven't learned in the classroom just by being down in the basement?
Yeah, first of all, I got to say that the 9-foot homemade bar is awesome. And if you haven't seen it, I apologize, you're missing out. But going back, yes, I've learned a lot, actually. I've learned producing your own show is actually more money efficient, but it's not that hard.
You know, a lot of people are surprised to find out how easy it can be to do a podcast. I know Chris did a couple of workshops at the Evergreen Park Library a couple of years ago, of course, before COVID, about just how to do a podcast. So do you learn about that in college, or is this something you're kind of picking up on your own? I don't know if this has even made it to curriculum yet. Is it still that new, or you know, are they talking about it now?
Yeah, no, this is actually really new, and it's not made it to the curriculum in the schools yet, but all they tell you is you're going to want to get your voice out there, but they don't tell you how. And there's no way into it. But they tell you then, start a podcast. But no one gives you instruction on how to start a podcast, what to do, where to go, and like how to post it. So I really want to thank Chris for giving me the opportunity. And he really showed me how to start my own podcast. And I'm really learning much more than I would in school by getting out here and learning how to do an actual podcast and post it.
So you entered a contest thinking, like, I'm just going to be a guest host on a podcast, and you ended up learning about stuff you're not learning in college. So really glad that we chose you. Again, we're having a lot of fun. We are out here. Chris is on the beach. Chris is drinking rum drinks. Chris put me in charge, and I am not staying inside, so Joe and I are just running around town. Okay, we are out here at former mayor of Evergreen Park, James Sexton's retirement party here at Bourbon Street. And former mayor, do we call you Jim now, or what do you go by?
I started Jim, I'll end up Jim.
All right, well, Jim, talk about whose idea was it to throw this? Were you expecting the turnout? There's got to be at least 100, maybe a couple hundred people here, and it just opened.
Well, it was not my idea. The girls kind of put this all together. I'd prefer a little less fanfare. But my lovely family and put this together. We're going to have probably 300-400 good friends here tonight, and I couldn't be more proud.
So what's retirement like?
Yeah, no, just laying low, trying to stay out of trying to stay out of Karen's way, and life will be a lot easier.
He's the best.
He is the best.
He is the best.
And who are you?
My name is Kevin O'Rien. Yeah, very good.
I can tell.
Good friend. Goes
And
back a couple years.
Long time ago, I worked for him.
Oh, you did?
He was my. Sorry, I'm getting out of here.
Have you done any vacationing throughout the summer, or just?
No, not really. Watching ball games and doing a little work around the house. Hello, Brian, Elizabeth. Yeah, that's just general stuff.
Has it been an adjustment, not having to go in every day, taking constituent calls, or has it been?
No, actually, it's been a nice relief. I don't have to worry about tonight, about having appointments or who do I need to call back. My phone doesn't ring very much anymore, which is just fine. So, and we've got a great, competent person in Kelly Burke to take the reins.
I was going to ask you, what's your assessment of Mayor Burke since it's been a few weeks, couple of months?
I've been trying to stay out of the way, which is what I should do, but no, I hear she's doing a fantastic job. Great.
Well, Jim Sexton, I'm going to let you get back to the party. People are literally grabbing you as they walk in the door. So thank you so much for taking a few minutes for us.
Hello, Bob. Say hello to Chris. I hope he enjoys his vacation with his family, and good health to all of you guys. It's been all my pleasure to serve these wonderful people of Evergreen Park.
And we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have trustee Mark Marzullo here. What do you think about tonight, the turnout?
Well, this is a wonderful turnout and a wonderful tribute to a great, great person. 40 years of his life dedicated to our village, and you couldn't find a better person, a great mayor, and a great tribute for him tonight.
How many years have you two been serving together in some capacity?
Probably, Jim's been in for 40, so I've been pretty close to Jim, 35, 34 years when we were young guys, working for the United Homeowners Party. We would knock on doors together. We would have a couple of cocktails after we knock on doors together. So, yeah, it's been a long time. Jim and I have been working together.
So what's it like when you go to the village board meetings now? And, you know, Jim, I know Kelly's there. Kelly Burke is there. She's taking the reins. But it's got to be, like, weird. You're walking in and Jim's not there.
You know, it's quite a change. When I got into politics, you know, I was with Mayor Vacco in the beginning. And when Mayor Vacco left, it was like, oh, my God, what are we going to do? And Mayor Sexton took over and Mayor Vacco did a great job. And so when you take over something and do a better job than a great job, you're an unbelievable human being. That's what Jimmy Sexton did. He took it from an A to an AA+. So fortunate to have the man.
Were you expecting this kind of turnout?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Easily about 400 people, you think?
Jim, yes. I think they said about 400 or more. But Jim has done nothing his whole life but dedicated his life at taking care of the people of Evergreen Park. He's given up family events, personal time, everything. You know, it's not a 9-to-5 job. He would be here nights, weekends, days. Always something that he would be around and involved in. You never saw him at night. He'd be driving around, checking out town. He's a 24-hour job for Jim Sexton. I want to wish Jim congratulations on his retirement. We miss him. He's a great guy. We have Kelly Burke now. New enthusiasm, new look. She'll do a great job. So your village is in great hands, and we're looking forward to the future.
Can you believe Chris sent me here tonight? He gave me all this gear. I work a full-time job in Joliet. I drive back in, got to change and come out here. He is on the beach. drinking rum.
Now, personally, if it was me and I was Chris, I would have blown off my vacation and come here. But
Right.
that's just me, Hannah.
What about?
I'm that kind of guy. But, some guys don't care and they take off and they don't care about anything and they relax with their families, which I never understood.
I can't believe where his head is right now.
Probably a real good, the microbreweries or whatever he likes going to all the time.
Oh, just beer, just booze.
Just beer. As long as I'm sure he's got every cocktail lounge under surveillance right now.
I'm sure he does.
Why do I feel like this entire thing is going to be Hannah trying to get people to help her trash me for taking a vacation? Meanwhile, I have your EP podcast Word on the Street for you. It's brought to you by Creaky Bone Balm, CBD topicals that don't break the bank, and they are made right here locally. Effective hemp-based CBD in a rejuvenating balm. Always free of preservatives and chemical additives. Check it out now at creakybone.com. The EPGSL, or Evergreen Park Girls Softball League, had some big victories this past week. Their 14U team finished second in the Junior League State Tournament, and the 16U team took home the Illinois Senior League State title for a second year in a row. As a guy who coached a couple of these girls in these pictures that I'm seeing, congrats. Excellent job. We're all very, very proud of you. This past weekend, there was a free concert in Circle Park, but that is not the last concert for you to check out this summer. Oh no. In fact, the next concert is coming Sunday, August 22nd, 6 p.m., Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones Band. That show will also be at Circle Park, while the last big concert is actually on Labor Day weekend. Labor Day to be exact. Make your plans. Monday, September the 6th, the City Lights Orchestra will be performing with fireworks to follow at 50 Acre Park. By the way, if you are curious about it, the Most Holy Redeemer Barbecue Bash returns right after that event on Labor Day. Saturday, the 11th of September, the Big Bash returns over there on 95th Street at Millard. And yes, I'm going back into competition. I got some big surprises, and I've got a great partner that's going to be joining my competition team. We're going to be talking about that coming up over the next couple of weeks. Don't forget, MHR has their carnival kicking off on Thursday this week. It runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you want more details on that carnival, bother James Highland on our last show. You can pick it up on demand everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com. The Evergreen Park Village Pantry is looking for volunteers beginning Friday, August 13th. It's a great opportunity for kids trying to get service hours. If you're interested, give the Office of Citizen Services a call, 708-422-8776. Finally, if you would like to become a member of the Evergreen Park Police Department, they're looking for officers with a starting salary just over $66K. The deadline to apply for the position, Friday the 6th of August. The details on the village website, evergreenpark-ill.com. That's your EP podcast, Word on the Street, found everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com. It's summer in Evergreen Park, and right now you're thinking to yourself, where can I get together with family, friends, have some traditional Irish food and incredible cocktails, or just have the perfect pint of Guinness poured for me? Porter Cullen's Irish Pub and Restaurant has fine Irish dining, catering for any event, is family friendly, and now has a brand new private party room and video gaming for those 21 and over who want to try their luck at the slots. The beautiful brand new private room at Porter Cullen's holds between 12 and 25 for seating and up to 30 for drinking. And the adjoining brand new private gaming room, play games in private and receive service for drinks and food while you play. Go for the corned beef and the fish and chips, and pop back and check out the brand new facilities at Porter Cullen's. Porter Cullen's is located at 3541 West 99th Street. Find out more at portercullens.com.
So, Joe, you auditioned to be a guest co-host to fill in for Chris while he is away this week. You're a loyal listener to the show. You yourself are a podcaster, and you're also studying communications and broadcast in college. So, naturally, you were a shoo-in. You were a perfect fit for us.
It's a pretty good opportunity. I mean,
being a communications and broadcasting major, this is really what I want to get into. So I want to thank you guys for bringing me on and let me join the show and be a guest co-host. Feeling pretty lucky to be picked.
You had mentioned that you do your own podcast. Tell us a little bit more. I know you kind of brushed up on it, but what do you do, and why do you want to take this direction with your career?
Well, I'm really interested in sports, and being a Nebraska Cornhusker fan has been my whole life, I guess. So that has been a big part of it. And Chris gave me a few pointers on things I should do. So he said starting my own podcast, especially some of my professors down at school said that is a way to get into the industry. So I thought, why not? So I gave my brothers a call later that day, and they were hooked. They were in on it, no problems, no questions asked. So now we do a podcast called The Sully Scoop, and it's on Nebraska football. We post one every Monday. It's a lot of fun, and we just get to talk about Nebraska football. That's something we've always talked about. I mean, it's just like an everyday thing, and it keeps us kind of close and talking to each other every week.
What are your thoughts on your experience so far of just being, on someone else's podcast, and, how has it been so far?
I'm really loving it. I mean, I'm learning stuff that I never would have thought I would have known, and it's kind of giving me pointers on stuff I should change about my podcast and how I should go about stuff, or how I should go about doing stuff on the podcast as to get more people involved and try to get more listeners through it.
We're going to start off tonight. Like I said, it was a great night, and we're not going to stay inside, so we're over at Cool Clouds at 3837 West 95th Street, right at the corner of Avers. When you walk in, every time I come in here, it smells so good. I don't know if it's the products they have in here. They have these amazing candles back there, but all right, so we're going to talk to the owners, Reed and Bridget. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great, Hannah. Thanks for coming out.
How are things going? We're looking back a year ago. Things are getting back to normal a little bit as far as businesses are being run, but here at Cool Clouds, what's been going on?
Well, we've kind of followed suit with everyone else that if you are vaccinated, there's no mask requirement. We do ask that if you're not vaccinated to wear a mask, and if you're feeling sick, wear a mask, because we don't want your strep throat or your flu either.
Isn't that the great part? How many people came down with regular sicknesses during the lockdown? I didn't hear from anybody.
I don't think anyone got sick.
Yeah, strep throat, flu, all this other stuff. Yeah. So there's something to the mask, but you don't have to wear them if you're vaccinated in here.
And it even helps with allergies for a lot of people.
Didn't even think about that. So you were telling me, we were talking before I started recording, last year it was just bleach everywhere. Are you glad to have that in the rearview mirror?
Well, we are still doing a lot of cleaning, but the heavy bleach pool smell has dissipated.
I may have gotten a little out of hand at the beginning, but we've calmed down. We've got new information, and everything's good. So we're just excited that we're seeing a lot of new people. We're getting a lot of people that are starting to make healthier decisions after being locked in their house for a year. So we've been helping a bunch of people quit smoking, and we're real happy about it.
So what reasons are people coming into the pandemic? Have any reason for some people to decide to stop smoking and to transition over to vaping?
So we did see a lot of people over the last year starting to move over to vapor products. Smoking rates went up a lot during the pandemic. Obviously things were extremely stressful and people were coping the way that they normally cope. So now that they've had some time to think about it, they decide to make the change, and it's been working out really well. It's also nice that people are starting to go back out into the world a little bit more, and they want to live a better lifestyle, be a little bit healthier, and this really helps a lot of people get there.
And then last night, out and about town, we were at former Mayor Sexton's retirement party, and I ran into you two, and I got there it started at 6. I got there at 5 or 10 after 6, thinking, I'll beat the crowd, be able to talk to Mayor Sexton while he's still free. No, there was already 200 people there. And then I turn around and I see you guys walking in. So did you have fun last night?
Yeah, it was a good time, and it was good to see everybody out socializing, right? Something to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
So celebrating a retirement of a great guy. He was a great mayor. He always supported us, which, we very much appreciate. And it was great to hang out with you.
I know, I had fun.
So Hannah and Joe bounced around town last week recording different segments for this week's EP podcast, and I've been sorting through the audio, and I want to give you something that I did not expect. Our contest winner, Joe, started grabbing people at random locations and asking them questions. So I now present you with EP Podcast co-host for a show winner, Joseph Patrick Sullivan, and some hard-hitting questions.
All right, well, I'm Joe sitting here with...
Hi, I'm Tony.
Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. So let me ask you, how are things getting back to normal now that COVID's kind of over? And what are you seeing around town? What are you going out now, or?
Been going out a little bit more, going to some bars, talking to people again instead of being locked in a house for a year. So it's always good to see that. It's good to see that businesses are starting to open back up a lot more, and people are actually going outside and enjoying life.
What are some things you missed the most when COVID was going on and everyone was in lockdown? And
the thing I missed the most was just probably going out and traveling. I always like going on one vacation a year, just going out somewhere I haven't been, and I haven't been able to do that for a year, so it'd be nice to do that.
So you got any big plans on traveling coming up soon?
At the moment, still in the planning phase, but maybe some trip to Nashville or something, just somewhere close.
Alrighty, well, we're here with Mike. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing pretty good.
So how have things changed for you now that COVID's over, and how was your year being in lockdown?
Pretty good. Definitely very different. Not a lot of social interaction, but things are definitely starting to get back to normal.
So are you planning any big trips coming up soon?
It's funny that Tony actually mentioned that. I'm actually going to Nashville on the 28th through the 2nd.
I've heard Nashville's a pretty good time, so I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah, definitely visiting friends out there as well.
Sweet.
I don't know if they were hard-hitting, but they were questions. Do you golf? I try to golf. I'm really bad at it. But sometimes you just gotta get out. Spend your day amongst nature, hang out with old friends, and meet new friends on the course. That's why the Evergreen Park Chamber of Commerce annual golf outing is the best. August the 6th, it returns and kicks off at 12 p.m. Come out and mingle and enjoy the scenic 9-hole course at Fountain Hills in Alsip. Play for fun and prizes in a beautiful wooded setting with nearby lakes. Golf, a cart, and barbecue afterwards, only $70 per person. And if you just want to hang out and eat some barbecue, $25. Whether you're new to playing golf, you play once a year like me when somebody drags you out there, or you're an avid golfer, the Evergreen Park Chamber of Commerce golf outing this August the 6th is sure to be a great time. For more information and to reserve your spot, go to evergreenparkchamber.org.
All right, so Joe and I just left Cool Clouds. We're driving around and think, yeah, let's go over to Durban's. We got the nice patio set up. The weather's nice, so we popped in here, and Brittany was behind the bar, so I figured we'd just sit down and have a chat for a little while. Brittany, how are you doing?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm good. And who do you have with you today?
This is Rachel.
I'm Rachel. I am a bartender, and I do phones and serving.
Now that summer's here, are you seeing a little bit more business, things livening up?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone loves the outdoor patio, and we have bean bags out there that they can play. We have the beer pong and different events that we're doing, and it's doing really well. Summer is definitely fun here.
We were here till about midnight. I just loved it. There was a beer pong set up in the back. It was just nice seeing people of all ages that were staying out late. Are you still seeing that?
Yeah, absolutely. We keep trying to bring new things in for everyone to do, get everyone happy, we have the poker games coming hopefully soon, and then we have the beer pong, the bags, stuff like that, keep everyone entertained.
With the renovation that happened in here, it's gorgeous. Does it give you a different vibe when you come to work every day?
Oh, absolutely. It's a much more enjoyable place to be, and it looks good, and you feel good when things look good.
Favorite thing on the menu? I've had so many things, but when you come to work and you get the munchies, what is it that you're ordering?
I love the Kelly Special. It's a steak sandwich. It is just phenomenal, out of this world, and we have a Durban's Combo, which has a little bit of everything on there. All our sampler appetizers, so it's really good.
Okay, and Rachel, first of all, Rachel has like the most gorgeous bright red hair. I have tried to dye my hair shades of red since I was in college, and it never sticks.
It's my new favorite.
It washes right out, so
yes, it's very hard to keep up to it.
It is.
Very
so
hard.
Kudos on the beautiful hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was just talking to Brittany about what's it like, now that COVID is, most of the restrictions have been lifted, and this little Delta variant trying to sneak in on us. But what's it like just seeing some of your regulars and just having a little bit more life into the business and being back to work?
Oh, I love being back to work, and all these guys are here every day, so I love hanging out with them. And yeah, on the weekends it's super fun. I heard you talking about the beer pong. That's always a great time too. I love being here, so I have a good time.
You know, when you're not behind the bar, when you're in front of the bar, what is your drink of choice? What are you normally ordering?
My drink of choice is probably a John Daly, so that's just like vodka with iced tea and lemonade, or really Coronas. Yeah,
Coronas, very fitting.
$2.50 on Tuesdays.
$2.50 Coronas on Tuesdays. You heard it here. All right, well, ladies, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
And folks, before I continue this podcast, I want to tell you a little bit about my friend, Larry Liebforth. Larry was born and raised right here in Evergreen Park and has been in business for almost 30 years. I continuously see him volunteering his time with local sports associations, helping out the kids, helping raise money for charity. And what you need to know is that Larry is there in case you need some help as well. For nearly 30 years, the law offices of Lawrence G. Liebforth have been handling every kind of law you can think of, from personal injury cases to real estate dealings, if you need a will drawn up, or representation in a criminal case. It's good to know you have local representation available, rooted in the community, with decades of experience. Located over at 4001 West 95th Street in Suite 200. Give him a call for any of your legal needs. 708-499-6300. The law offices of Lawrence G. Liebforth, here to help you.
So I've entered a few contests in my day, but can't say I've ever been picked that many times. Never been that lucky, but this is just such an awesome opportunity. I can't say how thankful I am to be the one that's chosen and really learning the ropes of how to start my own podcast and get into the industry, which they don't really teach you in school, which is kind of weird as seeing as which I'm paying for it.
Sounds like it was a really good time last week, and it sounds like Joe enjoyed himself. And I want to thank Joe for the kind words throughout the show. It was nice having him around, showing him how everything works. We are back to normal starting right now. Got a weekend update coming up on Friday. Got a big show coming up next Monday. That show will include a big announcement for District 124 schools, a celebration, and a conversation right here in studio with District 124 Foundation President Linda Panico and the brand new superintendent of District 124, Dr. Jenna Woodland. Just some of the folks you will hear from over the next week right here on the EP Podcast. Remember, subscribe anywhere podcasts can be found and always at the eppodcast.com. Bye-bye, everybody.
Another show isn't wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show isn't wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's going to be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudist basement. And the nudist basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudist basement. Broadcast basement. The nudist basement. The broad basement. Slancha.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
Now is not the time to go. I feel the morning afterglow, and it feels so very strange. It's very, very frightening. I realize what's happening. Could it be that I fall in love? She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away. She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away. Now is not the time to go. I feel the morning afterglow, and it feels so very strange. Very, very frightening. I realize what's happening. Could it be that I fall in love? She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away. She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away.